Hi, my name is Michelle Schell, and this is my author study presentation. So the author I picked was Katherine Applegate, and some information about her first is she is married to author Michael Grant. They have two children together, a boy and a girl. They all live in California, and she has won the Newbery Medal in 2013 for The One and Only Ivan. She did grow up wanting to be a veterinarian, and even in high school, she did work for a vet, but she decided she wanted to be a writer. She wrote, when she was in fourth grade, a story, and I guess she kind of always kept that in the back of her head that maybe she wanted to be a writer. She loves animals, and it shows in her work. She writes a lot about animals. So some of the books she's written is Crenshaw, which I love that. I wish I could have done that for one of these assignments, but I already did that last semester, so oh well. Wish Tree, The One and Only Ivan, Home of the Brave, and the Roscoe Riley Rules series, and many, many others. The One and Only Bob will be out today, so check that out. And let's go to her website. Okay, so there's The One and Only Bob, available now. I didn't think her website really had a lot of information about her. She has written so many books, and it didn't have near the listing, so I was kind of upset about that, but we'll start in. So this is where it begins. Hello, Katherine, or I'm sorry, about Katherine. And this is her. And then she answers 10 questions about herself. And so you can go through that if you want to learn more about her. But some of it is really neat. I love The One and Only Ivan, and it was based on a true story. So let's keep going. So here was where it shows her books. And then you go into it, and then it only has like this. I mean, there's 9, and there are so many. I wish it had more of a bibliography of all of her work. But at least you can buy these from here. And then here's some educator resources. And so the One and Only Ivan and Bob Teaching Guide. Sorry, let's go back. The Inley. Wish Tree. So there's some stuff. And then if you do Wish Tree, you can also kind of like be part of the club. So you can fill that out. So please do that if you haven't yet. Here are some of the events and news. And it's sad, she was supposed to be in Tulsa at the Hardesty Library May 1st, but because of everything, that didn't happen. So then there's online tours. So there's online tour, and then here's some locations or for some online visits. And then The One and Only Ivan's going to be a movie. And then Animorphs are doing their thing, so that's nice, and that's with her husband that she does that. And then you can contact her, and it gives that information. So please check that out if you're interested. And then you can go into her Twitter, her Facebook, or her Instagram. So let's move on. Some of the books that I read for this class were the Roscoe Riley Rules, #1, Never Glue Your Friends to Chairs, The One and Only Ivan, and Home of the Brave. Roscoe Riley Rules is really cute. It's for the younger students, and it's funny because it's all about this boy who is a total 100% boy. One of my friends has one of those boys, so I kind of felt like I was reading about him. But he just goes and learns lessons through his school and his teachers and his family. So it was really sweet. The One and Only Ivan was a really good book. It was about a gorilla that is at a mall. He lives in a mall for years, and they do a show, and there is an elephant named Stella, and they also have a stray dog that lives there named Bob. And one day they decide they're not getting enough money, and so they buy a small baby elephant named Ruby. Stella isn't doing too well, so she tells Ivan to please get her out of there. It's no way for her to grow up. And this is all in the viewpoint of Ivan. So, but he tries to figure out how to save her and get himself out of there too. He wasn't as worried about himself, but it's a really good story. And then the last book I read was Home of the Brave, and that's what I did all of my project on. It is about a boy who is he lives in Sudan, and his village was attacked. And what happened is he saw that his dad and his brother were killed, and then he's running with his mom to get away, and they get separated. And eventually they both end up in different places. He doesn't even know if his mother is still alive, and he goes to America to live with his aunt and cousin, and they were part of that whole situation too. His cousin had lost his hand, and so it was just really sad. But you see how Keck, that's his name, he overcomes a lot of stuff, and he's very hopeful about everything, so he tries to have a good attitude, and it was really a good book. So let's keep going, or else I'll keep talking. Here is my book trailer. I hope you enjoy it. So there's that, and let's move on. Excuse me. The Reader's Theater I did was, it involved Keck, his cousin Ganwar, and the narrator. And it's one of the first serious conversations that Keck has with his cousin when he is in America. They kind of don't want to talk about it, but they do. And the sad part is that Ganwar was telling him to be realistic about his mom, and maybe she's not alive, and to kind of accept that. And Keck just says he has to have hope. So, and then here is my book jacket. So just Home of the Brave. And I tried to do a picture of him looking, optimistic. And I talked about her other books here, some of her information here, and then just about the book on the back. So that's really it. I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Thank you.